I have some news to share with you guys, and
if you hold XRP right now, you're a VIP.
This crash that we've been seeing in November, one of the worst or the worst performance for Bitcoin, if you want to use that cryptocurrency as an example.
because there's many factors, and there's certainly manipulation in the market.
Understand there's a reason that XRP held its ground better than any digital asset in the entire space.
When the trumpet sounds.
Now that you've gotten their attention.
After RippleNet gets fully implemented here in 2 years down the road, every credit union, every mom and pop bank is going to have the same reach and capability as Chase, HSBC, and all the big boys.
As far as underdog stories, that's maybe the best one of all.
You're about to see something that you ain't never seen before.
And they don't like it one bit.
Why is the price going down like this, right? And they may not understand what is taking place.
The true investors are going to eventually end up in XRP, and XRP will pass Bitcoin in market cap.
Because the banks are raping them, basically.
Is this the flush out of the market that many people had predicted over the last year?
And of course, I've told you why I'm so bullish on Ripple XRP. I believe it will be number one. It has already taken a number 2 spot from Ethereum.
XRP is still the best performing asset of all the major crypto players. It is making higher lows after it pumps. It has one of the best looking charts in all of crypto land.
And I think it's going to go for number 1.
What this story gives us is a sense that there are capabilities in each of us that are beyond what we think we can have.
On Ripple, banks can transact directly with each other instantly for free.
My gut is now screaming at me, and so I smell something. I smell the money is what I smell.
There's a Bloomberg story today, regulatory crackdowns that have eroded confidence.
We've been told all of these things by the traditional financial media. We've been told this by everybody from Warren Buffett to Nouriel Roubini.
Right, that's part of the excitement of cryptocurrencies. Nobody knows if it's going to go up, down, or sideways in the short term.
At some point in your life,
Do you have what it takes to make a move and stick with it through the volatility? And that's the question.
What's your feeling? What's your gut?
I'm a fundamentals investor, so I'm investing on fundamentals. Long term, the future is brighter than ever. There's more awareness, there's more adoption.
It's the first new asset class since the year 1696.
There's more stuff happening all over the world, so of course I'm incredibly bullish on the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem.
We've been told that it's the mother of all scams, a fraud. We've been told that we're investing in a Ponzi scheme.
And then starting from New Year, that's when I think with a new sentiment and momentum will come back.
And that we were scammers.
What is going to be, though, the catalyst in 2019?
it's moving like a tremendous machine. This is unbelievable. Entering the final turn.
And the people around him who were able to do things that no one thought was possible.
Every fiber of my being knows how digital assets solve the problem that the governments of the world have created.
Yeah, so one thing in Japan is the Japanese regulators are starting to open up again. Japan received an improvement order.
Japan is definitely one of the leaders in the world when it comes to cryptocurrency adoption.
It's all happening right before our eyes.
From governance, compliance, security, customer asset segregation, these are all to protect the end retail consumer.
Cryptocurrencies in general are going to do great over the next few years because there's going to be a huge tidal wave of capital coming in, and the excitement, just like you and I who were early adopters were excited when we first saw it, the same thing's going to happen on a much larger scale when the average Joe investors, as I call them, come in.
And all of the exchanges are almost complete with their improvement order. So starting new year is going to be a new beginning.
This is about life being ahead of you, and you run at it.
Crypto is going to change the world.
All of these things, innovation is an evolution that you need to continue on.
Ripple is doing everything right.
What particular trends are you looking at from your clients and your customers on your exchange, Liquid?
As there are going to be these dealer brokers who will be offering crypto to their retail customers. And then there's also these OTC brokers who will be providing services to institutional investors. All of these will combine in working with exchanges And we are an exchange that provides liquidity to all these service providers.
You're watching the creation of an entirely new digital asset market.
Is that kind of behind the rebranding or of the exchange to liquid? And that is one of the keys. You need liquidity.
If you don't understand anything else, you need to understand and print this in your mind. A revolution is coming.
There's been a number of different fraud cases, and there was hacks, CoinCheck earlier this year.
It doesn't matter who you are. Politicians and governments and central banks have put the world in a debt situation that cannot be gotten out of.
Has that undermined the credibility of cryptocurrencies, in particular Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash even?
If anything, I think it's brought additional awareness to the ecosystem, and the fact that such big players are involved, and the fact that hackers are trying to hack it shows that it's worth something. If it wasn't worth anything or it wasn't useful.
First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they attack you, then you win.
Hackers wouldn't be wasting their time trying to hack it. So if anything, it's just more bullish signals that cryptocurrency is here to stay and here for the long term.
The world's changing right in front of your face.
Yeah, I think we need to build the tools to make it easy for people to use cryptocurrencies as money to buy and sell things and pay their bills and pay their rent and even pay their taxes. We just heard about the state of Ohio accepting Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin through BitPay for taxes. And that's a pretty big step towards mainstream adoption.
The world is about to jump headfirst into cryptocurrencies, and they're doing it day by day by day.
That's about as mainstream as it gets when governments are accepting cryptocurrencies for taxes.
You should be excited. This is not hype. This is history.
Now, merchant use, though, is still very low. How are you going to get that up?
I don't know if that's the case. If you have time this evening, I'm happy to invite you. In Tokyo, there's a bunch of different restaurants where we can go and pay in Bitcoin Cash. There's a bunch of them all over Tokyo. So if you have time, that's an actual offer this evening.
You look for the good in what's going on because there is so much good that's coming. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, make them.
And that life is about finding how far you can go.
Why I personally diversify is I believe there will be multiple winners coming out the market. This doesn't take anything away from XRP. Is Bitcoin dead or is it going to die? No. I hope you guys grasp that, what I'm trying to say.